You know, if you want to research some more, go into a Mormon chapel. They got a library in there. Pin your name down to Kahuna and they'll give it the real name. And you'll have a lot of information from there. It don't cost you nothing.
No. I went on the Mormon website and I went through genealogy. I can't remember how far back, or how I found it in the end, but I got it right back to you and Granddad and then all the people above that. They got records going back to 1700 and something. It's incredible.
That's the Maori side.
Where did
Come to the grandfather side, we only go as far as Prussia, and I don't know where the hell he goes from.
Coningsby.
That's your side.
That's your side.
We always
get away from
there were two brothers, right?
That's that side, isn't it?
Yeah.
One side followed Hitler.
Say here.
The other side left. She always goes, yep, I'm from the one that left, and we go,
He wasn't German. he
you're the
was
one that
Prussian.
followed Hitler.
And he's English, you know. If you know that, study the history of Prussia, Queen Victoria, her husband, Prince Albert, comes from there.
That's right.
Yeah, well, that's what there was. Same with.
And half of the people intermarried into Prussia.
But the royalty at that time were all intermarrying, too, weren't they?
No, that was it, and I don't know much about it, but you know, we've always studied it. Why did he name? He came here as I'd call it as an adventurer. He came here with Peter. And there was 3 of them. But they all turned out to, they all had farms. What happened, whaling came into the country then, and the station was started at Mahia, at the Hoi. And well, he took his young sons all over there, and they must have been strapping young brats, because they were good whalers, and they had to row, those days. They didn't have a boat or anything. So, and well, I think my grandfather, really, well, I was saying his children had all English names. There was William. In fact, he had 2 Williams. One got drowned, so he named the next one William. Then he had Thomas. It wasn't Tom. We call him Tom Bull. It was Thomas. Then he had Charles. You know, he gave them English names. And of course, mind the marriage gave him a married name as well. And there was, what was that? It was, and there was Mary, that was my auntie. And then there was Sarah, another auntie. She was the one that married a white man. And then there was Frederick, and his name was Frederick. And there was James. And there was George, my dad. So you see, why did he give them all those names?
Yeah.
Why didn't he call them or some other lousy name or something? And then his name was Hackenschmidt.
Schmidt.
Hackenschmidt.
And it's on the net.
And I've
You
got
can
to
get it on the net. You go into Google's, and then you'll find it all.
SMIT. Schmidt.
It's M-I-C-D-T.
Yeah. Oh, Schmidt. Okay. Yeah.
What's it, BT, man?
What?
No, DT.
D-T. Schmidt.
Oh, that's right, Schmidt.
Well, I don't know whether that's how we signed it, but we carried on from my auntie down to us. So. And she was really the good one, my Auntie Mary. Her father, but see, I'd like to get her records. But, well, the Christies are descendants of her. What they've done with it, I haven't got a clue.
Is that right? Christie's?
But there is records of this grandfather of ours. What did I say? He comes from Königsberg. Something like that. But what happened, they were trying to track him up, and during the 1914-18 war, they bombed the chapel he was, or the area where he was born, and not a record was found. So we don't know what happened, but I always believe one day it'll come up. someone will find us and we'll find him. A lot of the Smith family gone over there to look for him, look for the history. We'll find him then. Whether they succeed, there's a lot of stories circulating. He's this, he's that, he's this, but there's nothing. Well, I haven't seen it. I think I'm the last one left. So you've got an unknown grandfather. All we know might have been a criminal.
Wow. He was just a great lover.
No, my grandfather wasn't a great lover. He was a lovely man.
Was rescued.
He married a
in
married girl,
Prussian.
and you know, although my aunt, I have got a photo of it, she was quite an attractive woman. Although she had a moko, she was dainty. You know, a dainty woman. Then he must have loved her because he didn't leave her, eh? Not like some white men turn out to be a whaler, they only abused the married women. He didn't. He didn't abuse my grandmother. And when she died, he mourned her death so much, he isolated himself. I don't know where he went to, but he went into a cavern of his own. So we think it was at Kokohu, you know, when they up there. We think that's where he built his cabin. And he put all his papers there and everything. It got burnt with it. Well, I don't know whether he died in there or what, but it got burnt. All the papers they know about him. And of course, my father and his brothers, they were too busy chasing women to be bothered about their ancestry. Yeah, I've often asked my dad about my grandfather. The only thing I remember him saying to me, because the Smiths are known for quick temper.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Must be genetic.
What are you putting him in for?
And you know what? And my dad said, "Oh, don't think the temper comes from, you know, their father's side. It comes from your grandmother." I said, why, Dad? But we spoke in Maori, yeah. He said to me, when they were boys, him and his younger brother, or one brother, got lost in the bush up the back of Nuhaka out there somewhere. And they were missing for days, quite a few days. But they had the sense, they knew what to do, eh? So being little boys, they wandered down, they found a little creek, a valley, so they wandered right back and came out to the Nuhaka River. Wow, there was a tangi and everything for these two kids that were missing, eh? You know, they were really having a real sort of, because you know, all along the Nuhaka River were villages, all this river here, just at the bottom of us there was a village. You know, that's how they married. They lived next to the river. He said, well, their grandfather his father was so happy to see them, and her brothers, they were crying loud. But hey, she came out and tanned the bottom of the shoe. That mad, she gave them a hiding. He said, I never got over it. Never forgave his mother for that hiding. She was the one with the temper. She was short fused.
Seems to have followed the woman all the way through, Nanny.
I do think so. Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't inherit it.
Just passed it on.
I said, yeah, well, you know, that's how he told me about. But he said his dad was a loving man. Another thing he described, because, you know, our children, you know, he was very, very, what would you call him? Mean. And he didn't waste a darn thing. He used to tell us not to waste bread or anything like that, but it was clothes. He said, well, they were still savages then, when they were growing up. He said they loved going around with no clothes on, running around. And he said, but his father used to make a nice shimmy, they used to call it, and a shirt over and everything. They went to show any part of their body naked. Well, when he disappeared, because he used to go out, surveying? He used to assist in surveying. Well, he'd go away for weeks. Oh, they were glad when he went. They'd strip off their clothes. But I said, Dad, how did you know he was coming back? Oh, he said, we just sensed him coming back. So as soon as he got back, they were clean and with all their night shirts on, you know, their shirts. Hati, he used to call them. So that's how they grew up as kids, little savages. But his married his married uncles, that's his mother's brothers, they brought these kids up, the whole Smith family. He loved his uncles. But we found where he's buried. We found where my grandmother is buried at Tahaini. I knew it.
Where about, Mum?
Is they in the plot, mate? In the family plot?
Yeah,
But they're all on there.
yeah. In fact, your Pākehā relations is going to come back. I said, no, let's get some limestones, because that's our stone, a limestone.
Yeah.
Because the hills of Tahaini, it's limestone.
That's one line by the bridges, isn't it?
Yeah, well, now that limestone is making money. But I'm sorry we didn't keep that land. Pākehā took it over. The crown pencil went like this, took all the Maori land away. So, but now, John Bailey makes money from it.
There's a quarry right at the back there, eh?
They
Yeah.
quarry it and they take it through the forestry. Or, bring out the trucks when they bring timber. And Nuhaka is just darted with the forest. So he's making money. And that's our stone, limestone.
I know that much.
And our hill is kokohu. And your hapu is Ngāti Kauaha. Or your whānau. But now we call it a hapu. Your Ngāti Kauaha, Rākai Pākā, and Kahunguna.
I didn't know that.
That's your Did you know? I'm sorry I never
See, I told you you got it wrong.
I find it easy just to say.
But
all
that's
one
my
word.
side.
Yeah.
Now, you've got your grandfather's side.
Tell them, mate.
But we connect.
That's round
We got a common ancestor that was two sisters, I think, or two brothers. I haven't worked that much. Huh? Oh, no, I wouldn't wash them. Aware and Nahiraka and everything, they were just cousins. So, Uncle, your grandfather married me, I was his auntie. Yeah, well, that's how it goes, eh?
It's all.
It's just like Uncle David was not.
You have very good memory, yeah.